Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel, Vinny the Handyman. Today we're going to be doing something pretty simple. I think it's a common problem. We're going to be removing some vent pipes. We have a 2-inch drain and a 3-inch drain that we got to cap off down in a basement that we're going to be remodeling. And the reason why we're capping off the plumbing is because there's going to be carpet that's going over where the plumbing's at. We're putting the bathroom on the other side of the basement, so it would make no sense to use what the builders put. Now, it's common for the home builders to install a 3-inch drain line for your toilet, a 2-inch drain line for your shower or tub, and then another 2-inch drain for your future sink. So being that the bathroom's on the other side of the basement, we don't need to use it. So what do? You got to cap it off. But to cap it off, you got to go down below and jackhammer. So we're going to show that to you in today's video. It's a really cool process. It's quick, it's easy. All you got to do is run a jackhammer and buy a little bit of cement. So it's not bad at all. So this question does come up a lot. Almost every bathroom or basement remodel that I'm doing requires this type of work. So if you guys are a handyman that are up and coming, you're going to need to know this. And like I said, I'll go over the types of glue with you at the end of this video with what types of piping that you're going to be running into. Anyhow, let's stop talking. Let's get to it. Let's go. Okay, now we're down here in the basement. We're going to be putting in a bar sink right here in the far right corner. This is going to be all cabinets and a refrigerator, a small refrigerator on the left side. So now we have a little problem. Some of you guys have probably ran into this before. We have exposed piping, obviously. So we need to figure out a way to get rid of it. Now, it's not going to be used in the future, so we're going to go ahead and cap it. To do that, we need to use this beautiful jackhammer, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jackhammer around the pipe, all right, just enough to where I can get my reciprocating tool in there to etch it out. And then we're gonna cap it. So we have a 3-inch cap and a 2-inch cap. We're gonna use that drain. So basically, we're just repeating the same look. All right, so this has a cap on it already. We're just going to go a little thinner. We're going to cap this, and like I said, jackhammer underneath here. So if you guys run into this problem after you guys jackhammer it, I always like to put my cap a little bit below grade. So the reason why we cut this below grade, so when we fill it with mortar, there's no high ridges or a bulge, because if you lay your tile or carpet, you don't want your toes or anything to be kicking, the high areas of the concrete. So if you have to sand it too later, then by all means, grind it down. But most cases, it's nice and flush. So when we jackhammer it, mortar, we make it nice and clean, and you'll never have to worry about it ever again. This is not complicated. This is not complicated. Trust me, it sounds hard, but it's not. When you see it in the video, you'll be like, oh, it's a piece of cake then. Okay, so for this drain, we're going to reroute this. So I'm going to bring it back a little bit inside this top plate and this bottom plate. And then we're going to stub it up about 19 inches. And that'll be for the sink drain. And then the garbage disposal will obviously be underneath here. So we want to make sure we have enough clearance. So here's an example of one that someone else did. Now you see how janky this looks? You can't really see it in the video, but it's at an angle. So that's what you don't want. You see that? That's like a 1/2 inch on camera. So we don't want that look. So even with this, I got to grind this down and refinish it for the customer because he wants to put carpet in here. So we can't have that. So I got to fix this. But that is what you don't want. And to give you a gauge, here's my finger. See, that's actually, yeah, like 3/4 to 1 inch deep. So anyhow, that's what you want to avoid. So we'll show you some nice clean work in the video. Stand by. So equipment that you're going to need is this jackhammer no matter what. You could probably get away with a small rotary hammer, but just go rent one of these for 50 bucks an hour at Home Depot. It's going to be quick and easy, and that's what you want. So we're going to take out this pipe first and just work our way down. Okay, so you're probably wondering to yourself, man, what fuels Vinny every day to get something like this done? Whiskey Barrel Coffee. I'll leave a link in the description below. Check them out. They're a local business here in Denver, Colorado. Now, let's take a look at the damage over here. So just take your time with it. You might want to just dig it out, you know, as you're going. If you penetrate the pipe, don't worry about it too much. Just don't penetrate it to where it's too deep under the concrete, because then you got to dig it out. So just take your time with it. When I cut it with my reciprocating saw, it'll probably be about right there, and that's giving me about 1 inch underneath the top grade of the concrete. Okay, so I'm going to take it 1 inch below. Now I had to take a little bit more concrete out, so it's hard to tell in the video, but I really want to go that deep with it. So like another inch around, if not more. So anyhow, that's really all it is. Pretty simple stuff. All right, let me keep going with it and go a little deeper. That looks a lot better already. Okay, so I did that without damaging the pipe. All right, so now it's deep enough to where I can get my saw blade in here, and then we're gonna just cap it off. All right, there's 2 types of caps that you could purchase. You have these ones that sit flush on top, and this one actually covers the outer edge, just like this one. Okay, if you guys don't have black caps and you have the white ones, there is a special ABS to PVC glue that you could buy. It kind of looks green. You'll see that here in the video. So you just got to get the multi-purpose glue for that if you're going to put the white on the black. If you can keep it the same color, try to do so, but this is all I have with me today. Either way is fine. This isn't getting any water, no moisture, so it won't hurt anything. So if you have a black pipe, you're going to get the black ABS glue, and then if it's a white pipe, you're going to get the PVC and primer for that application. All right, and again, if you're going white to black, then you're going to have a special bonding glue that's specifically for ABS and PVC, and it is cleared through building departments. All right, so anyhow, we're going to duplicate this process on this one, and this one we're going to just take a little further out and reroute that. So that's technically another drain, but these 2 are the most important ones because this is what you have to do to secure them in your basement. So the video will just be for this one and for this one. Okay, really fast, I want to go over this ABS to PVC green transition cement. I was just telling you guys about this in the video. I will be using this for the white PVC to the ABS black pipe. Now at the end of the video, I think I'm going to list all the glues that you could use so that you guys are aware, and it gives you choices on what glues to purchase. So wait till the end of the video and I will explain each glue for this process. All right, that way you guys have all your answers. Okay, next up, I'm going to be using this reciprocating tool. This is also known as Roxy. Roxy is in most of my videos. This tool is amazing. I highly recommend adding this to your toolbox. All right, so like I said, we want to come at least, you know, an inch below grade on this concrete, so that way when the cap sits, it's below, and then we could fill it with mortar. Now, to cut in that pipe, we're going to use this reciprocating saw. You don't have to use this. I use it. You could probably use a hacksaw, but a hacksaw doesn't get these hard angles without taking more concrete up. So, like I said, I highly recommend getting one of these. It's amazing. All right, with that said, I'm going to start about right there. You can kind of see that angle. And that's giving me about almost an inch below grade. Try to get, you know, an even platform to work with. This is off just slightly, so I'm going to clean it up. All right, just take any of that loose stuff off. Okay, and that's it. We're going to glue this now, and that's just going to go right on top. Okay, so when you're using your glue, you always want to be real liberal with it. Just throw as much as you want on there. The more the merrier. All right. So it's kind of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle green ooze color. All right, so now that is on there. So let's put this on top. Give it a little twist, and you're done. That's all it takes. If you want, you can pound it on top a little bit with something. But that's it. All right, now I'm gonna mix some mortar, and we're gonna fill this in, and this is completed. All right, so now let's get this one. Okay, so I got that all cooped up. I'll put that on here. There we go. Just gonna give it a little tap. All right, it's pretty solid. Okay, so now I have my drains capped off. I'm gonna use some mortar for this application. You could use mortar, you could use concrete. I don't like using concrete because it's got too much of the rock material. Being that we're having such a shallow area to work with, I don't like using rocks because they're gonna pop their ugly heads, you know, through the finish work, and you don't want that. So go with mortar, or you could even go with self-leveling concrete. I'm gonna use this application today. It works just fine. So we're gonna mix this up with some water. What I like to do is sometimes I use my drywall knife, or if you have a concrete paddle, you could use that as well. But basically, once I put the mortar on the drain, I just like to use a flat edge, scrape it off so I know it's completely level and flat. Okay, you don't need a lot of water for this. This is probably a little bit too much, but I hate mixing not enough mortar, so I'm just gonna over mix and throw out what I don't use. Hammer drill stuff and mixing it. So, hey, that's all you want. Okay, so let's go. Install it. blow off the edges. All right, so it's good to put a lot in there, so that way all your gaps are filled. You know, whatever you don't use, you can push aside. Okay, so now it's nice and flat. The nice thing about mortar is that once it dries, you could feather out the edges and just grind it down really easy. And you can grind it down by just using this, and or feather it out with your hands. So that's the cool stuff about mortar. Anyhow, just let this sit for, you know, probably 24 hours, and then you can start tiling over it. Okay. All right, so that's one down. Let's get to this one. So, see how easy that cleans up? If you want, you could even use a long 2x4. And you could scrape it along. If you don't trust yourself. Okay. As promised, I was gonna give you guys a little explanation of the different types of glues. Okay, so the one that you just saw in the video, this is the ABS to PVC green cement. Okay, so this bonds the PVC and the ABS together. Whenever you can, I would stick with the glues meant for each piping. If you don't have any other options, then you could use this. All right, so here's your black ABS. So all you have to do is check for ABS cement. This cement is black, so it makes it really easy. So black on black, you'll be fine. All right, so your PVC, this is going to be your primer and then your clear cement. You have to use your primer, and all you do, you just brush it on the inside, give it a minute to set, and then you could put your PVC clear glue on there. Okay, so anyhow, so these are the types of glues for each pipe. So you got clear cement for white, black cement for black piping, ABS to PVC green cement, think of the Hulk, for your white and black combo. So I hope that helps you guys out when you guys go to Home Depot and figure out what glue to use. All right guys, and just like that, another video completed. So today we learned how to cap off 2-inch and 3-inch drain lines in your existing basement, so that way you guys could lay down your flooring or future cabinets. So hopefully this video helped you guys out on how to tackle that. Now, if you guys like this video, please subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get monetized, and I need your guys' help, okay? All right, so again, subscribe, smash that like button, and again, stay confident, guys. You guys can do this stuff. It's easy. You just gotta get your hands dirty. All right, take care. I'll see you in the next video.